How's it going, guys? Welcome back. Today we are talking about the recent race I did. This is the 2024 Wilmington Monkey Hill Time Trial. It's the first time trial that I've ever done. I've only done a few other races, but this was, definitely different than some of the crit races that I've done and some of the other things. So, let's get into it right away. So what I'm going to do is just let my run play through, and then the second time through, I'll go ahead and let it play again, and then give you like some different descriptions and some commentary for the second run.
Here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Okay, about 10 seconds to go. You can see the clock over there on the left, and it is a clipped-in start, so they're holding you like a track start, so they're holding you. But so the course is, they say 3.2 miles. I've got it measured at like 2.8-ish, but probably about 5K or so. And it is a quick start, so it is downhill to start. Then we kind of make this left-hand bend here, and then it is this like sweepy downhill section into the park. And like I said, so it's the first time trial that I've ever done, and it is Monkey Hill time trial. So it's through a park in downtown Wilmington, Delaware. And it's just a few miles from my house, actually. So I'm familiar with the area. I've never really ridden these roads before, and you'll see why in a second. But so it starts off, this sort of sweepy downhill, and I do misjudge that turn a little bit. But we make a sharp right-hand corner here, and we get into the first section of cobblestones. So this is the halfway down Monkey Hill. We go down the rest of the way, and I think the downhill is actually quite a bit worse than the uphill, so it's very bumpy. It's like, I feel like the whole bike is gonna like rattle apart, and I've done it before, so it's not my first time doing this. It's just it just feels wrong the whole way down. But I make it down, and we cross the bridge, another little section of cobbles, and then we make a right, and we do the first of what I would say is two kind of major uphill sections. And the plan, my plan anyway, going into it is I sort of knew what I could do power-wise for about, I'm guessing, 7 or 8 minutes. So I sort of knew what I could average power-wise. The problem is that, with the downhills and the uphills, and like, I was not able to hold like any kind of consistent power at all. So I took off just way too hot, I think. And I end up kind of dying a little bit. So the plan was to kind of save some energy for the last part. So the last part of the course goes straight up that same cobblestone hill, Monkey Hill, and it's tough. It's about maybe a minute climb or so, but it ramps up to something. I think I saw something like 12 or 13%, and obviously it's on cobblestones, so it's tough. So I needed to try to save some energy for that. The issue was that, like, on the starting line, you're so amped up and like your adrenaline's pumping, and you just go. So I did not save a whole lot of energy for that, but this first section, I think I do pretty well. The other thing that it took me a couple of minutes to kind of remember is that it is the streets are closed, so I don't have to stay on the right hand side of the road. So here, I'm on the right. We are making a left hand turn up here, but I kind of realized, like, well, hey, I actually don't have to stay over here, so I can take the turns a little bit better. But the turns, I think, are probably where I lost some speed. So I think if I had done the course maybe the whole thing ahead of time, or it's my second time doing it or something like that, I could probably figure out how fast I could take some of these corners. I just wasn't familiar with it, so I didn't really know. So I do end up braking quite a bit for some of these corners. But so here's about where I realized, like, wow, I can go on the left-hand side of the road and not get hit by any cars. It's great. So I end up kind of cutting off some of these corners. But so we're into a bit of a downhill section here. So probably the fastest section that we just went through. So this is sort of a downhill section on this side of the river. And for the most part, the rest of the roads besides the cobbles were pretty smooth. And all the roads are closed, like I said. So it's a decent course. It's technical though. There's a lot of little bits and little bends. So up here, there's a little kind of a little overpass bridge, which with a couple grates on it. So actually, one of the guys that we were talking to beforehand ended up flatting on this during the warm-ups. So I took this a little bit slow, a little bit careful. And then, it's sort of flat to the bridge to cross back over the river to start to go up. So, overall, like I said, I started out a little bit hot. So here I'm tired. I'm definitely tired. And I'm also thinking in the back of my head, like, I still have to go back up that hill. I'm going to try to make an effort to slow down after we make this left-hand turn here. I will try to conserve a little bit of energy on this downhill and flat section before the final push up to the line. So I do try to conserve a little energy here. I don't know if it works, but it is what it is. I should mention this is the Cat 4-5 field. There's a 23, I think, in this category, and then they started 30 seconds apart. So my biggest fear was having the guy behind me pass me. That did not happen, so I was very excited about that. At the start, the guy in front of me, Ian, I know him, and he's a strong rider, and I was worried that he was going to start behind me and pass me, but he did not. So I'm okay with that. I end up, out of the 23 people in my category, I end up 11th. So, I mean, right in the middle, not terrible. And for overall, I think there were 80-something, 85, 90-ish people that did it in all of the categories, men and women, and I wind up 41st. So, I mean, not terrible. I didn't quite hit my numbers, but we'll get to that in just a second. So you will see us make this right-hand turn straight up this exit ramp, and then we hit the cobbles to go up Monkey Hill. And this is the famous part. And it is always kind of lined with people, so we get to the crowds, and everybody's got cowbells and everything, and everybody's cheering people on. So I'm gassed, definitely gassed at this point. I had done this hill a couple times in practice, and I didn't think it was that bad. It was much worse, being super tired. So now I know, but so I'm glad that the people were kind of hanging out on the sides, because otherwise I don't think I would have ever made it up. But I do about half sitting, and then about there I think, I can't do this anymore. I have to start to stand. So I stand up and finally push it up to the finish line. So go ahead, finish, and I finish in time of 8:08, which is not terrible. My average power was about 260 for the 8 minutes, which is a little less than I was hoping for. But I normalized 294, so that was pretty good. I was hoping for about 280-ish for an average, but I think with the hills and the corners and things, normalized power would have jumped up a bit. And then for my speed, I average 20.7 miles per hour. Not too bad. And it was fun. Like, it's a fun event, fun race. It was less stressful than a crit race, I think, for me anyway, just because you're not in that pack. So you don't have to worry about other riders, bike handling and everything like that. It's just yourself. So if you don't feel safe, you can always slow down in the corners, and you're just hurting yourself. You're not going to wreck anybody else. So that it's less stressful, but it was very difficult to pace, I thought anyway. I think maybe if you have more experience and you've done it before, it would be much easier, but I found it very difficult to pace it. So I probably went off a bit hot. But that's okay. Yeah, it was super fun, and I had a blast afterwards and everything. So it was great to chat with all the riders, and it's a unique event. Lots of spectators there on that last hill, so it was cool. The following day after this is actually the what they call the Wilmington Grand Prix. So it was the crit races in the city. I did not do them this year. Maybe next year, we'll see. But I did go to them, so I did watch them, and so I'll just end up this video with some of the little highlights and clips and things that I captured of that. And the next race I do is going to be the Easton Twilight Crit. My Cat 4-5 race is not at Twilight. That is the P12 field, and the P12 field should be cool actually. So I think Legion's sending somebody. We got Miami Blazers will be there, so that should be a good one. But I race at about 2 o'clock on that Memorial Day Saturday, so that is going to be next week. So feel free to go ahead and subscribe if you want to see how I do in that. It'll be my second crit race. Hopefully, we can get through it without any incidents, but we'll see. Thanks for watching, and let me know what you think, and if you did the race, how you did.